This Rockets Warriors series, man, a fight's about to break out. This Rockets Warriors series, a full on. If you've watched these first two games, a full on brawl is about to happen if the NBA doesn't get this under control. There's number one, there's a Draymond Green problem. And we knew this was going to happen in this series because you got Dylan Brooks, you got Amen Thompson, you got a lot of physical players that try. The Warriors or the Rockets' strategy here is to play tough defense, run Steph Curry off the 3-point line, play physical. But you got a guy in Draymond Green who's not very good at handling other players playing physical. When you get physical with Draymond Green, he gets angry. Draymond Green has what we call anger management issues. And he can't contain himself. He can't contain his emotions, and he gets angry and does dumb things like kicks his legs or elbows people or starts kind of throwing fists at people. I saw this in the first quarter last night, and I just don't understand why the NBA is not trying to put a stop to this before it gets out of hand, because it's going to get bad. So we're going to talk about the Jimmy Butler, Amen Thompson thing, but it kind of started in the first quarter. Again, playing physical, Amen Thompson's bear hugging Draymond Green right here. Sure, call the foul right here. Call the foul on Amen Thompson before anything. But Draymond Green gets pissed off that he's grabbing him, gives him a forearm to the Adam's apple, and then starts swinging his arms like he's in an insane clown posse mosh pit. And I mean, kind of tried to punch him in the face right there. And I'm like, what, bro, what? And this was called a defensive foul on Amen Thompson. The ref's right there watching it. I mean, Draymond basically body slammed the dude and tried to punch him in the face. And the referee is standing right there watching it and calls the defensive foul, and they did not call anything on Draymond Green during this play. How do you allow something like that to happen without calling anything? Right? Because the foul on Amen Thompson, sure. But your reaction cannot be to throw a forearm to the throat and then start throwing your fists in the air. So the NBA is doing a bad job of containing this before it gets out of hand, because, Draymond Green is as close to unaliving somebody on a basketball court as he's ever been. Basically every game, he's really close to choking somebody out. He's an absolute maniac, and these Houston Rockets players are getting under his skin. He's going to get in trouble. I predict let's make a prediction for game 3, a Draymond Green ejection. Easy prediction. Very easy prediction. Game 3, Draymond Green ejected in the second quarter. It's too easy to predict. The guy, but each game now is getting closer and closer to just scrapping with somebody. And yeah, I think the NBA needs to get it under control a little bit. Draymond Green is the dirtiest player in the league. Yeah, I think so. Same thing happened later. Brooks got in front of Draymond. Draymond shoved him, but only Brooks got the foul. Yeah, and Draymond leads the league in technical fouls every year for a reason. I understand the NBA is a business, and they know Draymond Green gets them ratings. They know Draymond Green is a big name. They know Draymond Green doing things like this gets people talking about the product. But you're really close to letting this get out of hand if you don't nip it in the bud. You know what I'm saying? And then we'll go talk about Steve Kerr had a comment on Draymond Green before we talk about the Jimmy Butler thing. Steve Kerr's basically blamed the Houston crowd for Draymond Green's action. Steve Kerr on some of the Houston crowd's more explicit chants that may have triggered Draymond Green tonight. Do you understand what kind of deflecting victim mentality this is? Draymond was acting out a little bit, but it was things like the crowd was too hard. What? Here's what Steve Kerr said. It's not ideal when a crowd is chanting F you, Draymond. I would prefer if fans could use a little more discretion and remember that guy has kids. What? Maybe I'm old school. No, old school is not this soft. This is new school. Steve Kerr, This level of softness is new school. This is generation. This isn't even Gen Z. This is Gen Alpha. This is new age of softness you're talking about. I'm all for the fans cheering for their team, and if they want to yell at the opponents, great. But I just think FU is a little bit much. Come on, Steve Kerr. You came from the 90s era? You played on the 1990s Chicago Bulls teams? I mean, do we really want to talk about the things that Michael Jordan was saying on the court, or Kevin Garnett in the early 2000s, or anybody from that era? You played in the 90s, and you're up here saying, I would prefer if fans could use a little more discretion and remember that the guy has kids. Maybe I'm all for fans cheering, but FU is a little much. Man, Steve Kerr, bro, I can't believe how soft you are, man. Wow. That's an incredible level of softness, dude. Meanwhile, JJ Redick's out here saying Jesus and Christ on the middle of the court during a TNT game. Is Steve Kerr over there like, I can't believe that JJ Redick is using that type of language to coach in the NBA. I think he should use a little more discretion. What are we talking about? Steve Kerr has gotten dumber every time I see his face. Anyway, yeah, that's Steve Kerr sticking up for Draymond Green by claiming that Houston fans shouldn't be allowed to use profane language. What are we about to do? Turn the NBA into a damn little league match or a midget football game? Like, knock it off, man. If I pay for a ticket, I'm allowed to say, "Fuck you, Draymond Green." Hey, Draymond. You. Let's talk about the Jimmy Butler thing because, Warriors fans are basically saying that Amen Thompson did it on purpose and it was a dirty play. I personally don't think it was a dirty play. It's a weird angle. And I'm kind of gonna blame Draymond Green a little bit because I watched it a couple times. I watched it live. I thought I've rarely seen a player hit the floor as hard as Jimmy Butler hit the floor. I was watching it downstairs in my living room and I was like, oh shit, that was a very hard fall. That was a very hard fall. And here's what I saw. Look, Amen Thompson's trying to get his own rebound, right? If Draymond Green just boxes him out right here, this does not happen. I'm sorry, this might not be the popular take here. If Draymond Green just boxes him out right here, this doesn't happen. If Draymond gets his body in front of him, this doesn't happen. He has a little bit of room because Draymond doesn't box him out. Draymond instead tries to just hold him with his right arm, which is maybe if they call a foul right there, this doesn't happen. They don't call the foul. So Amen is trying to push his way through an illegal hold by Draymond, and then Draymond lets go, and his momentum launches him forward into Jimmy Butler. And he trips over Draymond's foot at the same time. And you can't see his feet in this angle, but what I see is him trying to push through an illegal grab. And then Draymond lets go. Kind of like you're playing tug of war or something, or like my kid's like messing around and he's trying to pull me and I'm pulling him back and I'm like, if I let go, you're going to fly across the room. So I got to be like, all right, stop, because if I let go, you're going to fly across the room. I don't want to hurt you. It just looks like he's trying to push through Draymond Green holding him, and then he lets go. And he flies into Jimmy's legs. He does. The extension at the end is a little much. But you could slow anything down and say, like, right here, he should have stepped around or something. But it happened so fast, it's easy to say that in super slow motion. You know what I mean? So I can't definitively say that it was a dirty play. But a really hard fall for Jimmy Butler. I mean, bro, that is not good. And there's a Jimmy Butler update right here from Brett Siegel. Jimmy Butler's flying back to San Francisco tonight to undergo an MRI tomorrow. Kerr said that Butler says he is fine. So Jimmy said that he's fine. He tried to continue playing. I think he shot the free throws, but he was really limping. And man, if I landed that hard, I'd be out for a year. If Paul George landed that hard, he'd probably retire. If Ben Simmons landed that hard, he'd be done playing basketball for the rest of his life. So shout out to Jimmy Butler and Jimmy Butler's the kind of guy that he wants to win more than anything. He's coming back. He's coming back. Even if he's in extreme, Jimmy Butler's coming back. Even if he's in extreme pain, like if he doesn't have any structural damage or some kind of hip, fractured hip or whatever, he's coming back. They're going to have to, the doctors are going to have to, ban him from the arena, lock him out, and throw away the key to not let him in there. He's coming back. Early word on Butler this morning is that the Warriors don't feel like this is anything worse than what Steph dealt with a few weeks back. If their next game was on Friday, Jimmy would be iffy, but the extra day of rest is going to pay off. MRI results to come in the afternoon, so there's supposed to be MRI results today in the afternoon.